I've been lying to my wife about money for 4 years, and tonight she's about to find out. Not the kind of lying you're thinking. I'm not hiding debt or gambling or anything twisted like that. I'm hiding something good, something that's going to change everything. But right now, standing in our cramped apartment kitchen while she cries over our laptop, I'm wondering if I made the biggest mistake of my life. Nash, we can't afford it, Hazel says, her voice breaking. I don't know why I even let myself look. The laptop screen glows between us, showing the website for some art therapy certification program she's been obsessing over for months. The price tag is steep, $8,000. Her dream right there, completely out of reach. Except it's not. I have $87,000 sitting in a bank account she doesn't know exists. My phone buzzes in my pocket. Probably Silas texting about tomorrow's gym session, but I can't even look at it because Hazel's wiping tears away with the sleeve of her cardigan, and I feel like the worst person alive. This moment, right here, is why I started hiding the bonuses in the first place. I wanted to give her everything. I wanted to be the guy who could swoop in and make her dreams come true without her having to worry or stress or budget every single dollar. But watching her cry makes me question everything. We could look into payment plans, I offer weakly, even though I know that's not what she needs to hear. She closes the laptop harder than necessary. Payment plans we can't afford either. Nash, we can barely make rent lately. My car's making that sound again. Your mom's birthday is next month and we still haven't... She stops herself, takes a breath. I'm sorry. I'm just tired of feeling like we're always one emergency away from disaster. The thing is, we're not. We're actually really far from disaster. But she doesn't know that, and every day I don't tell her feels like another brick in a wall I'm building between us. I want to tell her. God, I want to tell her so badly. But not like this. Not in a random moment on a Tuesday night when she's already upset. I've been planning this reveal for months, years actually, and it needs to be perfect. It needs to be the moment where everything makes sense and she understands why I did what I did. Hey, I say, moving around the counter to pull her into a hug. She's stiff at first, then melts into me. We'll figure it out. We always do. She nods against my chest, but I can feel the tension in her shoulders. This is happening more and more lately. These moments where she's stressed about money, and I'm standing here knowing I could fix it with a single sentence, but choking on the words anyway. The secret started 4 years ago, right after we got married. My company, this tech startup that somehow survived when everyone said it wouldn't, announced they were implementing an annual bonus structure. Real bonuses. Not like $500 or $1,000. We're talking 15-20% of my salary. For me, that meant around $18,000 that first year. I remember getting the email about it during our honeymoon in Portland. We were staying in this tiny Airbnb in the Pearl District, and Hazel was in the shower, and I just sat there staring at my phone screen thinking about what that money could mean for us. We'd both graduated with decent debt. Mine was worse, about $60,000 from a state school engineering program. Hazel had around $30,000 from her art therapy degree. We were both working, both contributing to our shared account, both trying to build a life together while staying above water. And suddenly I had this windfall coming. The smart thing would have been to tell her immediately. Hey babe, guess what? We're getting an extra $18,000 this year. We could have celebrated, made plans, paid down debt together, but something stopped me. Maybe it was how she'd mentioned, like 3 days earlier, that she felt guilty about her student loans. How she wished she'd picked a more practical major. How she sometimes felt like she wasn't contributing enough even though she absolutely was. Or maybe it was how my own parents had always struggled with money, and how I'd watched my dad stress about every unexpected expense, and how I'd promised myself I'd never put that weight on my own family. Whatever the reason, I made a decision that felt right in the moment. I'd keep the bonus separate. I'd put it in my old checking account from college, the one Hazel didn't even know I still had active because we'd combined everything else. I'd let it accumulate. And when the time was right, when we really needed it, or when I could surprise her with something incredible, I'd reveal it. One big beautiful surprise. 4 years and 4 bonuses later, I'm still waiting for the perfect moment, and Hazel thinks we're broke. The next morning, I wake up to Hazel already gone. There's a note on the counter. Early shift at the clinic. Love you, and a coffee mug in the sink. I check my phone and see she texted me at 6:47 a.m. Sorry about last night, I'm fine, just stressed. Let's do something fun this weekend? I text back immediately. Absolutely, whatever you want. Love you. But I feel the distance even through the screen. I get ready for work on autopilot. Shower, coffee, the same dark jeans and button-down I wear every day because tech startup dress codes are basically non-existent. My company, Vertex Solutions, is one of those places that looks exactly like you'd imagine. Exposed brick, standing desks, a kitchen stocked with overpriced snacks that are technically free, and way too many people my age pretending they're changing the world by optimizing data workflows. I don't hate it. The people are fine, the work is tolerable, and the money is good. Really good, actually. My base salary is $92,000, which in our city means we're comfortable but not rich. Not by a long shot. Rent alone is $2,400 a month for a one-bedroom that's maybe 750 square feet. But with the bonuses, with that hidden $87,000, we could actually breathe. Silas finds me at my desk around 10 a.m., dropping into the chair next to mine like he owns the place. You look miserable. Good morning to you too. I'm serious. You've got that face. The I'm contemplating my life choices face. He's eating an apple, crunching obnoxiously loud. What's wrong? Trouble in paradise? I glance around to make sure no one's listening, then lower my voice. Hazel found this program she wants to do. Art therapy certification, $8,000. Silas whistles. That's steep. Yeah, and we can't afford it. Or she thinks we can't afford it. She was crying about it last night, and I stopped myself because I'm about to say too much. Wait, Silas leans closer, his expression shifting to something more serious. You still haven't told her? He's the only person who knows. I told him about 6 months into the whole thing, during a particularly drunk night when I needed to confess to someone. He thought I was insane then, and I can tell by his face he still thinks I'm insane now. I'm waiting for the right moment, I say. Nash, buddy, the right moment was 4 years ago. The second right moment was 3 years ago. We're way past right moments now. We're into increasingly questionable decisions territory. It's not questionable, it's strategic. It's deceptive. It's romantic. It's going to blow up in your face. I want to argue with him, but part of me knows he's right. The longer this goes on, the harder it gets to come clean. At first, it was easy to justify. I'll tell her at our anniversary. Then the anniversary came and went, because I wasn't ready. I'll tell her at Christmas. Christmas came and I decided to wait until her birthday. Her birthday came, and I thought maybe I should wait until we actually needed the money for something important. And now we do need it, or she wants it, which is basically the same thing, and I'm still frozen. What's your end game here? Silas asks. You're just going to keep stacking money until you die and she finds out at the will reading? Obviously not, I have a plan. Which is, I don't actually have a plan. Not a real one. Just this vague idea that someday the perfect moment will present itself and everything will click into place and Hazel will be so overwhelmed with gratitude and love that the 4 years of deception won't matter. When I don't answer, Silas sighs. Look, I love you, man, but you're being an idiot. Tell her, today, tonight, just rip the Band-Aid off. She's going to be mad for like 5 minutes, and then she's going to be excited about having almost 90 grand. 87, I correct automatically. Oh, excuse me, 87,000. That changes everything. He stands up, tossing his apple core into my trash can. Seriously though, tell her, before this gets worse. He walks away and I'm left staring at my computer screen, my stomach churning. Maybe he's right. Maybe I should just tell her tonight. No ceremony, no perfect moment. Just the truth. My phone buzzes with a text from Hazel. Quinn wants to get drinks Friday. You and Silas should come. I text back, sounds good. She responds with a heart emoji, and I feel the weight of my secret pressing down harder. The rest of the week is aggressively normal, which somehow makes everything worse. Hazel works her shifts at the mental health clinic where she's a counselor. I write code and sit through meetings where people use words like synergy and optimization with straight faces. We have dinner together most nights, usually something simple like pasta or stir-fry because we're both tired and our kitchen is tiny. On Thursday night, Hazel brings up the certification program again. We're sitting on our couch, which we bought used off Facebook Marketplace 3 years ago, and she's got her laptop balanced on her knees. I'm half watching some show about baking, not really paying attention because I can feel her energy shift. I've been thinking, she starts, which is never a good sign. Yeah? What if I picked up some extra hours? Like weekend shifts or something. The clinic has Saturday openings sometimes. My chest tightens. You're already working 40 hours a week. I know. But if I did just 2 Saturdays a month for like 6 months, I could save enough for the program. Maybe not all of it, but most of it. She looks at me with this hopeful expression and I want to scream. She's trying to work herself to death to afford something I could pay for right now with money I've literally been hiding from her. Hazel, you don't need to. I want to, she interrupts. I've been thinking about this a lot. This certification would let me open my own practice eventually. Maybe do group therapy or workshops. It's an investment in our future, you know? Our future. The words hit me hard because that's exactly why I've been saving. For our future. But somehow we're talking about 2 completely different things. Let's just think about it more, I say carefully. Don't commit to anything yet. She nods, closing the laptop. Okay, but Nash, I need you to be on board with this. I need to feel like you support me. I do support you. I absolutely support you. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it, she says quietly. Sometimes it feels like you're, I don't know, somewhere else. The accusation stings because it's not unfair. I am somewhere else. I'm stuck in my own head, trying to figure out how to fix everything while simultaneously making it worse. I'm here, I say, reaching for her hand. I'm always here. She squeezes my hand back, but I can see the doubt in her eyes. Friday night arrives with the kind of energy that promises either a great time or a disaster. Quinn picked this trendy bar in the Arts District, the kind of place with Edison bulbs and mismatched furniture and cocktails that cost $16. Hazel's excited about it, which makes me excited, even though I keep checking my phone compulsively for some reason I can't explain. We meet Quinn and Silas at 7. Quinn is Hazel's friend from grad school, one of those people who's aggressively friendly and always seems to know everyone at every party. She gives Hazel a huge hug, then turns to me. Nash, looking handsome as always. Thanks, Quinn. You look great too. Silas arrives 5 minutes later and we grab a table in the back. The bar is packed. Lots of young professionals unwinding after their work week, trying to convince themselves they're not slowly dying inside. We order drinks. Something with gin for Hazel, a beer for me, and Silas gets this complicated whiskey thing that requires the bartender to spend 3 minutes preparing it. Quinn orders a martini and immediately starts telling us about her new job at some marketing agency. The conversation flows easily at first. Work stories, complaints about the city's public transit, someone's opinion about the latest restaurant opening, normal stuff, safe stuff. Then Quinn shifts the conversation in a dangerous direction. So Hazel's been telling me about this art therapy program, she says, looking between me and Hazel. That's so exciting. Hazel's smile is tight. Yeah, I mean, we're still figuring out the logistics. Logistics meaning money? Quinn asks bluntly. She's not being rude. That's just how she is. Direct to the point of uncomfortable. Pretty much, Hazel admits. Can't you guys just save up for it? Or like put it on a credit card and pay it off? I feel Silas tense beside me because he knows where this is going. We're working on it, I say quickly. But Hazel jumps in. It's complicated. We've got my student loans still, and rent just went up, and Nash's car needs new tires, and... She stops, takes a breath. It's just not a great time. Quinn nods sympathetically. That's so tough. I remember when Derek and I were trying to save for our wedding. Felt impossible. The conversation moves on, but I can see Hazel's discomfort. She's embarrassed, I realize. Embarrassed that we can't afford an $8,000 program. embarrassed that she has to explain our financial situation to her friend. And I'm sitting here with enough money to solve this problem instantly. Silas kicks me under the table. When I look at him, he mouths, "Tell her." I shake my head slightly. He kicks me harder. Later, after Quinn and Silas have both left and Hazel and I are walking back to our apartment, she's quiet. The city buzzes around us. Cars honking. People laughing outside restaurants. The distant sound of a siren. But she's in her own world. "You okay?" I ask. "Just tired." Quinn was intense tonight. Quinn's always intense. She pulls her jacket tighter. It's early October and the temperature's starting to drop. I hate talking about money with people. It makes me feel like such a failure. You're not a failure, not even close. I make $48,000 a year counseling people with trauma and addiction issues. You'd think I'd be better at managing my own stress. Hazel! I'm serious, Nash. Sometimes I feel like I'm barely keeping it together, like everyone else has their life figured out and I'm just pretending. We stop at a crosswalk, waiting for the light to change. I want to tell her right now. I want to say, "We have $87,000. You can stop worrying. You can do the certification program and anything else you want. I've been saving for years to give you security." But the words stick in my throat because I'm terrified of how she'll react. Will she be happy, relieved, or will she be furious that I lied to her for 4 years? The light changes and we cross. "Let's do something fun this weekend," I say instead. "Forget about money and work and everything else. Let's just exist for a day." She looks up at me, and for the first time tonight, she smiles for real. "Yeah, I'd like that." That weekend, we go hiking. There's a state park about 40 minutes outside the city, and even though it's crowded with families and couples doing the same thing we're doing, escaping reality for a few hours, it feels good to be out of our apartment. Hazel's in better spirits. She's wearing this oversized flannel that used to be mine, and her hair is up in a messy bun, and she looks so much like the person I fell in love with in college that my chest aches. We talk about stupid things. I tell her about this bug in my code that took me 3 hours to fix, and she tells me about a client at work who brought their therapy dog to every session. We don't talk about money or programs or stress. We just walk and breathe and pretend we're normal people with normal problems. At the summit, it's barely a summit, more like a slightly tall hill, we sit on a rock and share the sandwiches we packed. "This is nice," Hazel says, leaning against me. "We should do this more often." "Absolutely. I feel like we've been so stressed lately, like everything is this uphill battle." I want to tell her it doesn't have to be, but instead I just say, "Yeah." She turns to look at me, her expression suddenly serious. "Nash, are we okay? Like, really okay?" The question catches me off guard. "What do you mean?" "I don't know. Sometimes I feel like you're keeping something from me, like there's this wall between us that wasn't there before." My heart rate spikes. "There's no wall." "Are you sure? Because lately you've seemed distant, distracted, like you're thinking about something else all the time." She's reading me perfectly, which is both terrifying and expected, because we've been together for 6 years total, married for 4. She knows me. "I'm just stressed about work," I lie. "Lots of deadlines." "Is that all it is?" "Yeah, that's all." She studies my face for a long moment, and I force myself to hold her gaze even though everything in me wants to look away. Finally, she nods. "Okay, I believe you," but I can tell she doesn't. Not completely. The hike ends with us driving back to the city in comfortable silence, her hand in mine, the radio playing some indie playlist she curated. I keep thinking about her question. Are we okay? The truth is, I don't know. We love each other. That's not in question. But love isn't enough when you're hiding something this big. Love requires honesty, and I've been anything but honest. Monday morning brings a new crisis, as Mondays often do. I'm at my desk, halfway through my second coffee, when my phone rings. It's Hazel, which is weird because she never calls me during the day unless it's important. "Hey, what's—" "My car died," she says, and I can hear the stress in her voice. Like, completely died. I'm at the clinic parking lot and it won't start. I tried jumping it, but nothing's working. My mind immediately goes to money. A car repair could be anywhere from $500 to $2,000, depending on what's wrong. More if it's something major. We have about $3,000 in our shared savings account, but that's supposed to be for emergencies. And if we drain it, we're back to living paycheck to paycheck. Except I have $87,000. This isn't even a problem. "Okay, don't panic," I say, standing up from my desk. "I'll come get you. We'll deal with the car." "Nash, we can't afford a huge repair right now. We'll figure it out. Just hang tight." I tell my manager I have a family emergency and leave the office. The drive to Hazel's clinic takes 20 minutes because traffic is somehow worse than usual. When I get there, she's sitting in her car in the parking lot, looking defeated. I park next to her and get out. Hey. She climbs out of her car, locks it even though it's not going anywhere. This is such bad timing. It's always bad timing with car stuff. Yeah, but especially now. We don't have room in the budget for this. I want to scream that we have plenty of room in the budget. I want to tell her about the secret account. But instead, I just put my arm around her. "Let's get it towed to that mechanic on Foster Street, the one your friend recommended. They'll tell us what's wrong and we'll go from there." She nods, but I can see she's fighting tears. We call a tow truck, wait 45 minutes for it to arrive, then follow it to the mechanic. The whole time, Hazel's checking her phone, probably looking at our bank account balance, probably doing mental math about what we can afford. The mechanic is this older guy named Tom who looks like he's been fixing cars since before we were born. He examines Hazel's car, a 2012 Honda Civic that's been with her since college, and makes various thoughtful noises that communicate nothing. Finally, he looks up. "Alternator's shot. Probably the battery too, but I'll need to run some tests." "How much are we talking?" I ask. "Parts and labor? Probably around $1,200. Hazel makes a small sound next to me, and I feel her hand grip mine tighter. "Can you do it today?" I ask. "I can have it done by tomorrow afternoon." "Perfect, do it." Hazel's looking at me like I just suggested we rob a bank. "Nash, we need to talk about this first. It needs to be fixed." I know, but we'll figure out the money part. Let's just get the car fixed. Tom seems uncomfortable with our tension. I'll give you folks a minute to discuss. He walks back into the shop, leaving us standing in the parking lot. Hazel pulls her hand away from mine. We can't just throw around $1,200 like it's nothing, she says. We're not throwing it around. Your car needs to work. You need to get to your job. I could take the bus for a while, or carpool with Quinn. For how long? What if the car gets worse if we wait? Nash, I don't think you understand how tight money is right now. Like, really tight. We have maybe $3,000 in savings, and if we use $1,200 of that, we're left with $1,800. That's not enough cushion for any other emergencies. She's right, of course. By her calculations, we're in trouble. But by mine, by the actual reality of our situation, we're completely fine. Just trust me, I say. We can handle this. How? Are you getting a raise I don't know about? The question is innocent, but it lands like an accusation. Am I hiding something? Yes, obviously. Something much bigger than a raise. No raise, I just think we can make it work. She studies me for a long moment, then shakes her head. Sometimes I feel like you're not being realistic about our situation, like you think we have more than we do. The irony would be funny if it wasn't so painful. We tell Tom to fix the car. The ride share back to our apartment is silent and tense. Hazel's staring out the window, probably running through our finances in her head, probably figuring out what we need to cut to absorb this cost. I'm staring at my phone, thinking about the $87,000 that could solve all of this instantly. That night, Hazel barely eats dinner. She pushes pasta around her plate while scrolling through her phone, probably looking at budgeting apps or our bank account. I try to start conversations, but they fizzle out after a few exchanges. Finally, she puts her fork down. I'm going to pick up those extra weekend shifts. Hazel, you don't. I do. We need the money. Between the car and everything else, we need more coming in. You're already exhausted from your regular schedule. I'll be fine. No, you won't. You'll burn out. What choice do I have? Her voice rises slightly. You keep saying we'll figure it out, and trust me, but you're not actually offering any solutions. I'm trying to be proactive here. I know you are. I just don't want you sacrificing your mental health for money. That's rich, coming from someone who works at a tech startup where everyone's constantly grinding. That's different. How is it different? Because I'm hiding $87,000. Because none of this matters. Because you could quit your job tomorrow and we'd be fine for years. Because I've been lying to you and it's eating me alive. But I don't say any of that. Instead, I say, it just is. She stands up, grabs her plate even though she's barely eaten. I'm going to bed early. I have a long day tomorrow. Hazel! I'm fine. I'm just tired. She disappears into our bedroom and I'm left sitting at our tiny kitchen table, feeling like the worst husband in the world. The next few weeks are harder than I expected. Hazel picks up 2 weekend shifts at the clinic. She's working 6 days a week now, coming home exhausted, barely having energy for anything beyond dinner and sleep. I try to help more around the apartment, cooking, cleaning, grocery shopping, but it doesn't fix the underlying problem. The problem is me. The problem is my secret. Silas brings it up again over lunch at this sandwich place near our office. You look like hell, he says, biting into his turkey club. Thanks, I appreciate that. How's Hazel? Working herself to death because I'm an idiot. So tell her. I can't. Why not? Give me one good reason. I don't have one. Not a real one. Just this vague sense that if I tell her now after all this time, after letting her stress about money and pick up extra shifts and cry over her car, she's going to hate me. The moment I've been waiting for, the perfect, romantic reveal, has passed. Now it's just going to be messy and complicated and potentially relationship ending. The longer you wait, the worse it gets, Silas says. You know that, right? I know. So tonight. Go home tonight and tell her. No more excuses. Tonight's not good. She's working late. Tomorrow then. Maybe. Nash. Silas leans forward, his expression serious. I'm saying this as your friend. You're actively hurting your marriage by keeping this secret. Every day you don't tell her is another day she feels stressed and unsupported and alone. You're not being romantic. You're being selfish. The words hit hard because they're true. I've convinced myself this is all for Hazel, but really it's been about me. About my need for control. My desire to be the hero. My fear of vulnerability. I'll tell her soon, I say quietly. How soon? I don't know, but soon. Silas doesn't look convinced, but he doesn't push it further. That Saturday, I wake up to an empty apartment. Hazel's at the clinic for her extra shift, and I have the whole day to myself. I should clean. I should do laundry. I should be productive. Instead, I log into the old bank account, the secret one, and just stare at the number. $87,342.16. Almost $90,000. 4 years of bonuses plus the interest. Enough to pay off most of our student loans. Enough for Hazel's certification program and then some. Enough to give us breathing room and security and the kind of future we actually want. And I'm just sitting on it like an idiot. I close the laptop and stare at the ceiling. When did I become this person? When did I start thinking that keeping secrets was the same thing as protecting the people I love? My phone buzzes. It's a text from Hazel. Hey, can you pick up some groceries? I'm going to be exhausted when I get home and don't want to cook. I text back, absolutely. Make me a list and I'll get everything. She sends a list. The usual stuff. Chicken, vegetables, pasta, coffee. The fancy yogurt she likes that's expensive, but I always buy anyway because seeing her happy is worth the extra $3. I grab my keys and head to the grocery store. It's crowded with families doing their weekend shopping. Kids begging for cookies. Couples arguing about which brand of cereal to buy. I navigate through with my list, trying not to think about anything too deeply. At the checkout, the total comes to $87. The cashier tells me, and I hand over my card without thinking, but then the number registers. 87. Like $87,000. It feels like a sign, which is stupid because nothing is a sign. Life doesn't work that way. But I can't shake the feeling that the universe is telling me something. I need to tell her. Not someday. Not when the moment is perfect. Now. I drive home with a plan forming in my head. I'll cook dinner. something nice. We'll eat and talk, and then, when she's relaxed, I'll tell her. I'll explain everything. Why I started hiding the bonuses. What I was hoping to accomplish. How sorry I am for letting it go on this long. And maybe she'll be angry at first, but then she'll understand. She'll see that everything I did came from a place of love. At least that's what I hope. I spend the afternoon cooking. Nothing fancy. Just her favorite chicken stir-fry with lots of vegetables and this sauce I've perfected over the years. I clean the apartment too. Really clean it. Not just the surface stuff. Vacuum, dust, scrub the bathroom. I'm trying to create an environment where confession feels possible. Hazel gets home around 6, looking exhausted. Her hair is falling out of its ponytail, and she's got that glazed look people get when they're running on fumes. Something smells amazing, she says, dropping her bag by the door. Made your favorite. You're a saint. She hugs me, and I can feel how tired she is. Give me 5 minutes to change, and I'll be human again. She disappears into the bedroom, and I finish setting the table. 2 plates, 2 glasses of water, candles. Because why not? When she comes back out, wearing sweatpants and one of my old college t-shirts, she pauses. This looks really nice. What's the occasion? No occasion. Just wanted to do something nice for you. We sit down and eat. The food is good. I can tell by the way she's eating, actually eating, not just picking at it. We talk about her day, how busy the clinic was, some difficult client situation she can't give details about but is clearly weighing on her. How was your day? She asks. Fine, normal. Went to the grocery store, did some cleaning. I noticed. The apartment looks great. Thanks. We fall into comfortable silence, just eating and existing together. This is one of my favorite things about our relationship. We don't always need to fill the space with words. Sometimes just being near each other is enough. But tonight, the silence feels heavy, because I know what I need to do, and with every passing second, it gets harder. Hazel, I start. She looks up. Yeah? I need to tell you something. Her expression shifts immediately to concern. Is everything okay? Are you sick? Did something happen at work? No, nothing like that. Everyone's healthy. I still have my job. Okay. She puts her fork down, giving me her full attention. You're kind of freaking me out. I know, I'm sorry, it's just... I take a breath. This is it. No more backing out. I need to tell you about something I've been keeping from you, and I need you to let me explain the whole thing before you react, okay? Her face goes pale. Nash, what did you do? Nothing bad. I promise. It's good, but I handled it wrong, and I need you to know that I know I handled it wrong. Just tell me. I grab my phone, pull up the bank account app, and turn the screen toward her. She looks at it, confused at first. Then her eyes focus on the number. 87,342.16. What is this? She asks quietly. It's my old bank account, from college. I kept it open and I've been depositing my annual bonuses into it, every year for 4 years. She stares at the screen, then at me, then back at the screen. Your bonuses. Yeah, the bonuses I didn't know you were getting. Yes, for 4 years. Yes. She's very, very still. I can't read her expression at all, which might be worse than if she was crying or yelling. Hazel! $87,000, she says, her voice flat. You've had $87,000 this entire time. I know how this looks. While I've been stressing about money and picking up extra shifts and crying about an $8,000 program, I wanted to surprise you. She stands up so abruptly her chair tips backward. Surprise me? Nash, that's not a surprise. That's a lie. I know it is, but I had good intentions. Good intentions? Her voice is rising now. I've spent the last 3 months feeling like we're drowning financially. I've been losing sleep over our savings account. I picked up weekend shifts because I thought we needed the money. And you've just been sitting on almost $90,000? I was trying to protect you. Protect me from what? From financial security? From my own money decisions? No, that's not... What gave you the right to keep this from me? She's pacing now, her hands shaking. We're married, Nash. We're supposed to be partners. We're supposed to make decisions together. You're right. You're absolutely right. When were you planning to tell me? Ever? I don't know. I kept waiting for the perfect moment, but there never was one. And the longer I waited, the harder it got, and I'm so sorry. Stop apologizing and explain. She turns to face me fully. Make me understand why you thought this was okay. I take a shaky breath. When I got that first bonus, you were already stressed about money. You'd been talking about feeling guilty about your loans, about not contributing enough even though you were. And I thought, if I could save this money, if I could build us this safety net, then someday I could give you everything you wanted without you having to worry. I thought I was being selfless. But you weren't, she says quietly. You were being controlling. You decided unilaterally that I couldn't handle knowing about the money. You decided what information I got to have about our own finances. I didn't think about it like that. How did you think about it? I thought I was protecting you. My dad always stressed about money and it made everyone miserable, and I didn't want that for us. So instead you lied to me for 4 years. I didn't mean for it to go on this long, but it did. Her eyes are full of tears now. It did go on this long, and every day you watched me stress about money every time I talked about our budget or picking up extra work, you could have told me the truth, but you chose not to. I don't have an answer for that because she's right. She sinks back into her chair, her head in her hands. I can't believe this. I can't believe you did this. Hazel, please. I need a minute. I just need a minute to process. We sit in awful silence. The dinner I cooked is getting cold. The candles are still burning. Everything feels wrong. Finally, Hazel looks up. Are there any other secrets? No, nothing. This was the only thing. How do I know that's true? Because I'm telling you it's true. Hazel, I know I messed up. I know I broke your trust, but I'm trying to fix it now. That's why I'm telling you. You're telling me because I asked you what was wrong tonight. You weren't going to tell me otherwise. She's right about that, too. I wasn't. I'd probably still be sitting on the secret if she hadn't noticed me acting weird. What do we do now? I ask quietly. I don't know. She wipes her eyes. I need to think. I need time to figure out how I feel about this. Okay, take all the time you need. I'm going to stay with Quinn for a couple nights. My heart drops. Hazel, don't leave, please. We can work through this here. I can't be around you right now. I'm too angry and hurt and confused. She stands up and walks to our bedroom. I hear her pulling out a bag, packing clothes. 10 minutes later, she emerges with an overnight bag and her jacket. I'll text you, she says at the door. I love you, I say desperately. She pauses, her hand on the doorknob. I know you do, but love isn't enough right now. Then she's gone. I sit at our dining table surrounded by cold dinner and burning candles, and I realize I've just destroyed the best thing in my life. The next 3 days are the worst of my life. Hazel texts me sporadically. Short messages confirming she's okay, that she needs more time, that she's not ready to talk yet. I give her space even though it kills me. I go to work and pretend everything is fine. Silas knows something happened, but I can't even bring myself to tell him the details. On the 4th day, Hazel texts, "Can we talk tonight? I'll come by around 7. I spend the whole day at work unable to focus. By the time 7 o'clock arrives, I've cleaned the apartment twice, rehearsed what I'm going to say 100 times, and worked myself into a complete panic. She arrives exactly at 7, letting herself in with her key. She looks tired but calmer than when she left. Hi, she says. Hi, can we sit? We sit on the couch, maintaining careful distance between us. She's got her hands folded in her lap, and I'm gripping my knees so hard my knuckles are white. I've had a lot of time to think, she starts. About everything. About us. About the money and the lying and what this means. I nod, not trusting myself to speak. I'm still really hurt, she continues, and angry. What you did wasn't okay. You took away my ability to make informed decisions about our life. You made me feel stressed and guilty about money when we actually had plenty. That's not something I can just get over. I understand. But, she takes a breath, I also believe that you didn't do this to hurt me. I think you genuinely believed you were helping. You were wrong. So wrong. But your intentions weren't malicious. They weren't. I swear they weren't. I know. She finally looks at me. The thing is, Nash, I don't want to throw away 4 years of marriage over this. I don't want to give up on us. But we can't move forward unless things change. They will. Whatever you need. I need complete honesty from now on. No more secrets, no matter how small. If you get a bonus, I need to know. If you're stressed about something, I need to know. We're partners, and partners don't keep things from each other. Agreed, absolutely agreed. And I need us to go to couples therapy. That surprises me, but I nod immediately. Whatever you want. It's not punishment. I just think we need help rebuilding trust. I need a neutral space to work through my feelings, and you need to understand why what you did was so damaging. I'm in 100%. She's quiet for a moment, then says, and I need to be more involved in our finances. Like, completely involved. Joint access to everything, joint decisions about everything. No more separate accounts. Done. We'll combine everything. You'll have full access. Okay. She takes a shaky breath. Okay. Then I think we can work through this. Relief floods through me so intensely I almost start crying. Really? Really? But Nash, if you ever hide something like this from me again, anything, even something small, I'm done. I mean that. I understand. No more secrets, I promise. She scoots closer on the couch, and I tentatively reach for her hand. She lets me take it. I missed you, I say quietly. I missed you too, even though I was furious with you. I'm so sorry. For all of it. For not telling you sooner, for letting you stress, for being an idiot. You were an idiot, she agrees. But you're my idiot. We sit like that for a while, just holding hands, not talking. It's not perfect. There's still hurt and tension and things we need to work through, but it's a start. Finally, Hazel says, so, $87,000. Yeah, that's a lot of money. It is. What should we do with it? The question catches me off guard. In all my fantasies about revealing the money, I never actually thought through what would happen next. Whatever you want, I say. It's as much yours as it is mine. She's quiet, thinking. Then, I want to do the certification program. Obviously, absolutely, that's happening. And I want to pay off my student loans, all of them. Done. And then I think we should put the rest in a real savings account. One we both have access to. For actual emergencies and future plans. That sounds perfect. She squeezes my hand. I can't believe we actually have this much money. Like, I've been living in scarcity mode for so long, and now suddenly we don't have to? We don't have to. I could quit my weekend shifts. You should quit your weekend shifts today, right now. She laughs, and it's the first genuine laugh I've heard from her in weeks. Maybe I'll finish out this month. Be professional about it. Whatever you want. We talk for hours that night. About the money, about our plans, about the therapy we're going to do. We order pizza because neither of us has eaten properly in days, and we eat it sitting on the floor of our living room, planning our future together. It's not perfect. I know we still have work to do. The trust I broke isn't going to magically repair itself overnight. But we're talking. We're planning. We're moving forward together. And that's more than I could have hoped for. 6 weeks later, things feel different. Better. More honest. We started couples therapy with this woman named Dr. Reeves, who specializes in communication issues. Twice a week, Hazel and I sit in her office and talk through everything. The secret, the trust issues, our individual fears about money and security. It's hard work. Sometimes I leave sessions feeling raw and exposed. But it's helping. We combined all our accounts. No more secrets. No more separate banking. Everything is joint now. Completely transparent. Hazel has access to every dollar, and we make decisions together about how to spend it. She enrolled in the art therapy certification program. She starts in January, and she's already excited about it. The relief on her face when we paid the $8,000 fee was worth every second of guilt I've felt. We paid off her student loans completely. Watching that balance drop to zero was one of the most satisfying moments of my life. She cried happy tears, and so did I. We put $55,000 into a high-yield savings account. It's our emergency fund, our future fund, our we can breathe now fund, and it's in both our names. Hazel quit her weekend shifts. She's back to working 5 days a week, coming home with energy, actually enjoying her life again. Tonight we're celebrating. Nothing fancy, just dinner at this Italian place we love but rarely splurge on. We're sitting across from each other in a booth, sharing a bottle of wine, talking about our weeks. I got my schedule for the certification program, Hazel says, pulling out her phone to show me. It's intensive but manageable. Most of it is online with some weekend workshops. That's great. You're going to be amazing at this. I'm nervous, she admits. Like, what if I'm not actually good at it? You're literally a trained therapist. You're going to be incredible. She smiles, putting her phone away. Thanks. I needed to hear that. Our food arrives, pasta for her, chicken parm for me, and we dig in. The restaurant is busy but not overwhelming, filled with couples and families enjoying their Saturday night. Can I ask you something? Hazel says after a few minutes. Always. In therapy last week, Dr. Reeves asked you about your dad, about how he handled money. You got kind of quiet. I set down my fork. We're supposed to be honest now, even when it's uncomfortable. Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot. Do you want to talk about it? I take a breath. I think I was trying to not be my dad. He was always so stressed about money, and it affected everything. His mood, his relationships, how he treated my mom and me. I grew up watching that and promising myself I'd be different. I'd be the guy who had it figured out, who could provide security without the stress. But you ended up creating a different kind of stress, Hazel says gently. Exactly. I thought if I could control everything, if I could be the hero who saves the day, then we'd be happy. But that's not how relationships work. No, she agrees, it's not. I'm still learning that. Learning that partnership means sharing everything. The good, the bad, the scary, the uncertain. Not trying to shoulder it all alone. She reaches across the table for my hand. We're both learning. I'm learning too. That I can speak up when I'm stressed instead of just internalizing it. That asking for help isn't weakness. We're a work in progress. We are. But I like where we're going. We finish dinner and walk home through the city. It's late October now, properly cold, and Hazel's wearing this scarf she bought with her first paycheck from work years ago. She's bundled up against the wind, her hand in mine, and I think about how close I came to losing this. Hey, she says, stopping on the sidewalk. Thank you. For what? For telling me. I know it was hard. I know you were scared, but you did it, and that matters. I should have done it years ago. Probably, but you did it when you could, and we're okay now. We're better than okay. She kisses me, right there on the sidewalk with people walking past and cars honking and the city buzzing around us. It's perfect in its imperfection. Real in a way that no fantasy I'd built up in my head could ever match. We get home and curl up on our couch to watch some mindless TV show. Hazel falls asleep against me halfway through the second episode, her breathing steady and peaceful. I don't move because I don't want to wake her. I just sit there, holding her, thinking about everything that led us to this moment. The secret nearly destroyed us, but somehow, through the pain and the honesty and the work we've put in, we've come out stronger, more connected, more real. My phone buzzes with a text from Silas. How's married life treating you? I type back with one hand, careful not to disturb Hazel. Pretty damn good, actually. You tell her yet? Told her weeks ago. It was a mess, but we worked through it. Proud of you, man. That took guts. Thanks. Worth it, though. I put my phone away and just exist in this moment. Hazel warm against me. Our apartment quiet and comfortable. Our future spread out in front of us full of possibility instead of secrets. I spent 4 years hiding money because I thought I was protecting her. But what I was really doing was protecting myself. From vulnerability, from the risk of not being the hero, from the possibility that love means trusting your partner to handle reality with you instead of shielding them from it. Now we have $55,000 in savings. Hazel's student loans are paid off. She's starting her dream certification program. We're in therapy together, learning how to communicate better, how to trust better, how to be better partners to each other. And the best part? She knows everything. There are no more secrets between us. No more walls. Just two people figuring out life together, honest and imperfect and real. That night, after Hazel wakes up and we get ready for bed, she says something that stays with me. You know what the weirdest part is? What? I kind of understand why you did it. Like, I'm still processing the hurt of it, but I get the impulse. You wanted to be the person who could fix everything. I did. But Nash, I didn't need you to fix everything. I just needed you to be honest with me. I know that now. Good. Because we're going to have more hard situations. Money problems or job stress or family stuff or whatever. And I need to know you're going to tell me about them instead of trying to handle them alone. I will, I promise. She kisses my forehead. Then we're going to be okay. And lying there in the dark, her hand in mine, our life finally completely transparent and shared, I believe her. We're going to be more than okay. Hazel's deep into her certification program and thriving. I can see the difference in her. She's more confident, more engaged, talking about opening her own practice someday. The $8,000 we spent on the program was the best investment we ever made. Our savings account is healthy. We've even started talking about bigger things. Maybe buying a small house in a few years. Maybe traveling more. Maybe starting a family. But more than the money, more than the opportunities it's created, what matters most is that we're honest with each other. Every decision is made together. Every stress is shared. Every win is celebrated by both of us. I don't regret saving the money. That part was good. Building security, planning for our future. What I regret is how I did it. The secrecy, the control, the assumption that I knew what was best for both of us. Love isn't about being the hero. It's about being a partner. It's about trust and honesty and sharing the weight of life together. And now, finally, that's exactly what we have. The story could end there. Neat and tidy, lesson learned, happily ever after. But life doesn't work that way. There's always more. I'm still at Vertex Solutions, still writing code, still getting my annual bonus. Except now, the bonus hits our joint account, and we decide together what to do with it. This year's bonus was $21,000, and we're using it to help fund Hazel's practice startup costs and take a long overdue vacation to somewhere warm. But the real change isn't in the money, it's in us. We're sitting in Dr. Reeves's office for what will probably be one of our last therapy sessions. We've been seeing her for over a year now, and we've both grown so much. The trust we broke has been rebuilt, stronger and more intentional than before. So, Dr. Reeves says, looking between us, how are you both feeling about wrapping up our regular sessions? Hazel glances at me, then back at Dr. Reeves. Good. A little nervous, but good. We've done a lot of work here. You have, Dr. Reeves agrees. Nash, how about you? I feel ready, I say. I mean, I'm sure we'll still have moments where we need to check in, but I think we have the tools now to handle things together. That's exactly what I was hoping to hear. She smiles. You two have come a long way. When you first came in, there was so much hurt and broken trust. But you both committed to the work, to being honest, to rebuilding. That's not easy. It wasn't, Hazel says. But it was worth it. Dr. Reeves looks at me. Nash, you've learned some crucial lessons about vulnerability and partnership. What would you say to someone in a similar situation? Someone thinking about keeping a secret from their partner because they think it's protecting them. I think about it for a moment. I'd tell them that you can't protect someone by lying to them. Even if your intentions are good, secrets create distance. They rob your partner of their agency to make decisions about their own life. Real partnership means being honest even when it's hard, even when you're scared of how they'll react. Because the alternative, the secret, will eventually hurt them more than the truth ever could. Hazel squeezes my hand. And Hazel, Dr. Reeves continues, what would you say to someone whose partner kept a significant secret from them? I'd say that it's okay to be hurt and angry. Those feelings are valid. But if the relationship is worth fighting for, if the person genuinely understands why what they did was wrong and is willing to put in the work to rebuild trust, then forgiveness is possible. It doesn't happen overnight, but it can happen. We finished the session talking about maintenance, how to keep the communication channels open, how to check in with each other regularly, how to handle future conflicts in healthy ways. When we leave Dr. Reeves's office, it's snowing. The first snow of the season, light and pretty, dusting the city in white. Hazel tilts her face up to catch snowflakes, and I watch her, thinking about how different everything feels now compared to a year ago. Want to get hot chocolate? She asks. Always. We find this little cafe that's more Instagram aesthetic than actually good, but the hot chocolate is decent. And they have those oversized chairs that make you feel like you're sinking into a cloud. We sit across from each other, warming our hands on our mugs, watching people hurry past outside. Can I tell you something? Hazel says. Of course. I've been thinking a lot about the secret, about why it hurts so much. Okay. It wasn't just that you lied, it was that I felt invisible. Like my feelings about our finances didn't matter enough for you to share the truth. Like you saw me stressing and decided I couldn't handle knowing we had money. Hazel! Let me finish. She smiles to soften it. But I also realized I wasn't communicating well either. I was internalizing all my money stress instead of really talking to you about it. I was trying to be strong and independent and not burden you with my worries. We were both building walls in our own ways. I never thought about it like that. We were both trying to protect each other, but in ways that actually hurt us. She takes a sip of her hot chocolate. The thing is, I don't want protection. I want partnership. I want us to face things together even when it's messy. That's what we're doing now. Yeah, and it's so much better. We stay at the cafe for hours, talking about everything and nothing. Her practice opening next month, my upcoming project at work, whether we should get a dog, what color to paint our bedroom, the small, beautiful details of a shared life. When we finally head home, the snow is coming down harder. We walk slowly, in no rush, just enjoying the quiet magic of a city in snow. Hazel's hand is in mine, and every few steps she squeezes it. This little gesture that says, I'm here. I love you. We're good. And we are good. We're not perfect. No relationship is. We still have disagreements and frustrations and moments where we don't understand each other. But we have something stronger than perfection. We have honesty. We have trust. We have partnership. The $87,000 changed our financial situation. But the truth about the $87,000 changed our relationship. It forced us to rebuild our foundation on something more solid than secrets and assumptions. It taught us that love isn't about grand gestures or protecting each other from reality. Love is about showing up honestly, vulnerably, imperfectly, and trusting your partner to handle the truth with you. That night, as we're getting ready for bed, Hazel says, I'm glad you told me. Even though it was a mess? Especially because it was a mess. Because it meant we had to really figure out who we are together, and I like who we are. Me too. She climbs into bed and I follow, pulling her close. Outside, the snow keeps falling, blanketing everything in white. Inside, we're warm and safe and honest with each other. Nash? Yeah? Promise me something. Anything. Promise me that if you ever think about keeping another secret, any secret, you'll remember this. You'll remember how hard it was and how much better it feels to be honest. And you'll choose honesty. I promise. No more secrets ever. Good. She kisses me softly. Because I really don't want to go through that again. Neither do I. We fall asleep like that, tangled together. Our future bright and shared and beautifully transparent. And somewhere in my mind, I make a note to tell my future kids this story someday. Not as a cautionary tale exactly, but as a reminder. Love isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. It's about choosing vulnerability over control, partnership over protection, honesty over comfort. The money gave us options, but the truth gave us something infinitely more valuable. A relationship built on trust, communication, and the shared understanding that we're in this together. All of it. The good and the hard and everything in between. That's worth more than any bonus. That's worth everything.